made a few mistakes, but I'm improving. I'm human, but I've been making daily resolutions. I got to. You might do it different, but I'm not you.
Hey, Mark.
I'm self-made. I'm
Hey, Mark.
doing things that I
Mark.
was never taught.
Hey, Mark.
Hey, Mark.
Hey, what's up? Welcome to another episode of Hey Mark, the podcast where I, Mark, get to have open and authentic conversations about the struggles that I've gone through, the perspectives that I have about them, and how they've helped shape me into the person that I am today. I also get to interview other people as well, get to do the same with them, talk about their struggles, their adversities, what they've overcome, and how that's shaped them into the people that they are today. The reason I'm doing this is because I think that the more we talk about topics like mental health, self-development, and these types of struggles, the more we open up these conversations for other people that might be, suffering in silence. And so I just want to motivate people and help them understand that they are not alone. And no matter what they are going through, and this is directed to you, right? Like, no matter what you're going through, you're not alone, and life can and will get better. And so today I wanted to chat a little bit about 75 Hard, this discipline program, this mental toughness program. I wanted to talk about, kind of my experience the first time I did it, why I'm doing it a second time, and we'll kind of see where that goes. So right off the bat, if you haven't heard of 75 Hard, it's a program that's built around, developing mental toughness, discipline, grit, self-confidence, self-worth, and a whole lot of other skills. And so the way that it does this is it gives you 6 critical tasks to follow every single day. And then you do that for 75 days. If you miss any of the criteria on a daily basis, you start back from day 1. And so basically the 6 rules are, follow a meal plan, have it, specifically designed towards a specific physical goal. And so that could be, literally anything, whether you want to lose your body fat, you want to gain some muscle, maybe you want to be able to run a mile faster, whatever physical goal you could possibly have. I'm not going to really tell you what to pick. That would, help dictate what your meal plan would be. So it kind of speaks for itself. I do recommend, getting some help maybe from a personal trainer or a nutritionist, somebody like that. If you don't have experience building meal plans for yourself, tailored towards a specific fitness goal. And then with that meal plan, obviously, it has to be pretty structured, and there's a rule later on that'll help you understand that. So it's got to be structured. It can't be like kind of like a if it fits your macros type meal plan. You can go based off of macronutrients, but you'd have to pick foods based off of those macros. So you couldn't just not eat anything all day and then eat some pancakes and maple syrup for dinner. You have to actually have a structured meal plan that, would tell you essentially what to eat every single day. And that's going to come into play a little bit later. The second rule is you have to read 10 pages of a book every single day. It's got to be an educational and nonfiction book, and basically audiobooks don't count. A third rule is you have to exercise twice a day. So those would be 2 45-minute workouts, and one of them has to be outside, and they cannot be consecutive. I'm going to talk about this in a little bit. Another rule would be no alcohol or cheat meals. So you have to maintain that for 75 days. The last 2 would be take a progress picture every single day and drink a gallon of water, 4 liters. If you're Canadian like me, 4 liters of water a day. And so let's dive into why these rules are important. Not just following the rules, but why they're important. And then we'll kind of break it down into why I think this program's. And then after I talk about why each rule is important, I'll kind of give my opinion on this program and then explain why I'm doing it a second time. So each rule kind of has its own little importance or significance, but they all kind of build towards the same idea. So the number one thing that people kind of, think is a little bit of a redundant rule or arbitrary rule would be the progress picture that you take every single day. A lot of the arguments that I get, when I explain this kind of thing are, taking a progress picture every single day is a little bit redundant because, you're not going to get progress on a daily basis, which is pretty valid. The other one is, I'm not the type to take these pictures. Yeah, I don't really do that. It's not my thing. I don't really want to do it. And so for that, I'm just kind of going to explain why taking the progress picture is important. The first reason is if you have a meal plan and you follow it for 75 days straight and you do exercise twice a day, every single day for 45 minutes, there's pretty much no way, if your plan was built properly, for you to not make physical changes to your body. This isn't a fitness program. However, that's kind of a byproduct of this program. You're gonna get more fit. You're gonna get, in better shape. That's part of your meal plan. You're gonna physically change. And so that physical change is kind of symbolizing what the mental change is going to be. And so having, the day 1 picture and the day 75 picture and being able to compare the two is really sick. It's really rewarding. No matter how fit you are, whether you're already super jacked or you're starting from square one, you're going to see changes, right? And that's kind of a cool aspect of it. But the other aspect, and this is the reason why I think it's actually important in the first place, is it is a redundant thing to do. It is boring, it is stupid to take a progress picture every single day. That being said, it teaches you that even though you might feel like something's unimportant or something that feels a little bit monotonous, something that you don't really see the point to doing, it drills it in you that you have to do the little stuff as well. You have to execute on the little details of your life. And so this translates into, your relationships, your work, your job, business, your fitness goals, pretty much every aspect of your life. If you don't learn to pay attention to the small details and then execute on them when you need to, you're gonna find yourself in a little bit of a mess quite often, most likely. 10 pages every single day of a educational or inspirational novel or book, I guess, is a better word for it. Kind of speaks for itself. You're gonna learn. Over the 75 days that I did it the first time, I crushed probably 4 or 5 books. I read pretty short books. I've got a couple right here. These are the types of books I'm reading. It's not that thick, right? So, again, kind of speaks for itself. You're reading an educational or motivational or inspirational book. There's no way that you can do 10 pages of reading, 75 days straight, so 750 pages of a book. There's no way that you could read 750 pages of educational, inspirational material and not get something out of it. So that speaks for itself as well. Again, for somebody like me who's super hyperactive, kind of on the go all the time, sitting down and reading 10 pages of a book on a daily basis has really helped me out with, being able to calm myself, sit down, because I'm not really the type to be able to sit still for a long period of time. Reading 10 pages does take me probably about half an hour, 40 minutes, because I'm an extremely slow reader. So again, the point of doing something like that is, A, time management, to be able to stick to reading every single day, but B, you're just gonna learn. So that's kind of a huge added benefit. And if you're reading something that's a little bit more inspirational or motivational, then you're also just gonna be, more likely to get up off your ass and get to work. And so you're gonna be working towards your goals. And if you're working towards your goals every single day for 75 days straight, then I don't see how you couldn't progress in your life, right? Drinking the water, again, kind of speaks for itself. Hydrating is obviously key to both your physical and mental health. Sticking to drinking a gallon of water a day is just gonna improve your health in so many different ways. It's gonna help out. I'm not a guru in terms of nutrition and biology, but I just know that drinking a lot of water is really good for you, and making yourself do it for 75 days straight. I know that I've replaced a lot of the coffee that I drink or energy drinks or anything else with water now, because drinking 4 liters of water, you got to take a piss every half hour. So you don't really want to be drinking too much caffeine, because that's just going to accelerate that. So huge tip for that. If you're going to be upping your water intake, then you definitely have to up kind of your carbs or your sodium as well, so that you're not peeing every 20 minutes. But again, sticking to drinking quite a lot of water every single day for 75 days straight, I guarantee you're gonna see your energy levels go up. Your joints are probably gonna feel better. Your muscles will feel better. You're gonna need to drink that much water to recover anyways. So I'd say give it a shot. It's probably the hardest one for me to do, just because I have an extremely small bladder. So the 75 days is a little bit rough for me. Another rule is no alcohol or cheat meals whatsoever. So not even a drop of alcohol for 75 days straight. Trust me, you can do it. It's a lot easier than it sounds. And then the no cheat meals. So this is why you have to have a very structured meal plan, because if you don't, then this is going to be a huge gray area for you and you're not going to get all the benefits of the program. You probably won't even get the majority of them. And so having no cheat meals during your day, for me, that means like you're not eating anything, not a single chocolate chip, not a bite of a cookie, not a single, piece of chocolate, nothing. 75 days straight. This is huge. And I'm going to explain the importance of all these rules in a little bit, but let me just keep going here. Now, last but not least, another reason why people don't like this program, or I guess something that they have a little bit of resistance to, is the 2 45-minute workouts. One of them has to be outside and they can't be consecutive. The reason they can't be consecutive is because that kind of makes it a little bit too easy. The first time I did this program, I usually did my workouts consecutive, and that usually meant me just working out for the first hour and a half, 2 hours of my day. And then as long as I stuck to the rest of my list, I could pretty much fuck around and do whatever I wanted for the rest of the day. So separating them by, at least an hour or a couple hours, maybe you're doing one in the morning, one halfway through your day. Separating your workouts is going to force you to, have a little bit more time management. It's going to help you with being able to flip in and out of that intensity mode that you'd have during your workout. And it just kind of helps you out, again, with time management and blocking out those times of your day that you can kind of get those 45 minutes in. I recommend developing that time management while you do this, because you can find yourself at the end of the day, maybe 9, 10, 11 o'clock at night, maybe midnight. You haven't done your second workout yet. So you got to go and hit the streets and do a run, or whatever it is for you, whatever your workouts are. It's going to be kind of tailored again to your fitness goal, whatever that is, your physical goal, your physical improvement. Having one of your workouts be outside, I think, is the most important part in terms of the workouts, because having to go outside, if you live in a place like Vancouver, like where I live right now in Canada, sometimes we have snow, very rarely, but sometimes we have snow, and I've had to work out outside in the snow this year, which kind of sucked. I was out running on a track covered in snow, which I don't recommend, but this teaches you that, conditions in your life aren't always going to be perfect, and sometimes you just have to get the job done. And so what do these workouts have to be? That's going to be completely tailored to you. Andy says in his podcast, if you're 1,000 pounds and you can't even get up out of a chair or out of bed, but you can still move your arms, do that for fucking 45 minutes. That'll be your workout. These workouts are supposed to be tailored to be as intense as you can handle. I would say, you want to push yourself on a daily basis. Do whatever you think you can do that day. So the benefit of keeping a structured meal plan, having the no cheat meals or anything like that, is going to be huge for your discipline. It's also going to teach you how to say no in social situations. For example, I was working today. I'm a carpenter. I don't know if you know that already, but I work in construction. I was helping a buddy frame a couple walls in his house. It's Saturday. It was my day off. I thought I'd go by and help him out. The boys that were there, that were helping him as well, they're all kind of having a couple beers after work. They all had Triple O's or White Spot for lunch. So they're having burgers, fries, coleslaw, pop, donuts, coffee, beers. And I'm sitting there, drinking my water, eating my salads. And obviously they're making fun of me a little bit. They're chirping me a little bit. It's all in good fun. But, I had to execute and, keep the discipline to say no, and then continue to say no when they continue to offer and kind of make fun of me for it. So again, these guys didn't mean any harm. They're great guys. I love working with them. I love hanging out with them. But doing a program like this teaches you and instills that discipline in you to, do what you want to do, act more intentionally, be able to say no in social situations, and then maintain the discipline to not give in to your own temptations, let alone the ones that, people are offering you. And then there's obviously the added benefit of you're going to get a lot closer to whatever goal your meal plan is, structured for. So whether that's tone up, lose body fat, gain muscle, whatever your goal is, then obviously you're going to get closer to that if you stick to that meal plan. So that part of it speaks for itself. The no booze, I know a lot of people are like, oh, but I can drink and still be functioning at work and blah, 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 blah. But trust me, this no booze thing, again, is going to add to your discipline. And you might think that you're still productive, or you can think clearly while you drink. Maybe you only drink 1 or 2 nights a week. But I'm going to tell you this, I used to party a lot, I used to drink a lot, and I used to work the same amount that I do now. And so that's typically like 60, 70 hour weeks. That being said, once I stopped drinking as much, currently, before I even did this program, or when I'm not doing this program, I don't drink very often anyways. It's just not for me. It kind of makes me feel depressed and anxious, so I choose not to drink. That being said, when I stopped drinking, I couldn't tell you how much clearer my brain was. I could think clearly, I could solve problems much faster, my memory was much better. There was tons of added benefits, like, my attention span was better. I digress. Not drinking for 75 days, I guarantee you're going to feel better no matter what. No matter what you normally drink, what your consumption levels are, whether you're a weekend warrior, you drink 2 nights a week, or you're having a little bit of drinks every single day. Regardless, not having booze for 75 days is going to improve your life. My number 1 tip for doing this program is find a way to win one day and then repeat that for 75 days. Now, you might be wondering why I'm doing this a second time. If this program is so awesome at, developing this self-confidence, this discipline, this grit, this self-worth, etc., 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 why is this program something that I'm having to do a second time? Well, first of all, like I said, the first time I did it, I did a lot of my workouts consecutively. And so, in my opinion, after kind of realizing that a little bit later after I had completed the program, I thought to myself, maybe I should go back and revisit this. I feel like I cheated myself a little bit, and I thought it'd be worthwhile to try again. The other thing that kind of made me want to redo this program is I felt like I was lacking a little bit. I felt like I was slacking a little bit in my life. And so I noticed that my confidence was, dropping a little bit. My discipline with my podcast was dropping a little bit in terms of just planning and, inviting people on for interviews. So that's something I wanted to improve. But I just kind of felt like I was slipping. I felt like my discipline and my self-worth were kind of dropping a little bit. And I know that the first time I did 75 hard, those were things that, skyrocketed. They went through the roof. And so I'm not saying that this is going to make you the most confident person in the world, but what I am saying is this is going to improve your life. If you have any questions, comments, concerns about 75 hard or anything that I talk about in my podcast, you can shoot me off a video. Just start off by saying, hey, Mark, and then say whatever you need to say, whether that's a question, a comment, or a concern, and I will address it maybe in the next episode. Let me know if you have any questions in regards to 75 hard, or if you have any questions at all in regards to mental health, physical health, or anything like that, and I'll give you my 2 cents. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for supporting. I hope you guys have a good day, a good week, a good month, and a good year. Thank you so much. Much love and peace out.